making so they can't retreat, and then attacking, and then basically forcing them to stop and battle the Lings while his lurkers planted down as well. That was brilliant. Julyzerg showing some very, very good tactics here. And C obviously has that SCV there. He sees that expansion at the looks like 11 o'clock position, or maybe call it 12, but at the top in the middle. He sees that, and he knows that he has to take that out. And he keeps trying to kind of push out towards that area. Julyzerg keeps pushing it back. Julyzerg has a full control group of lurkers now, a sizable army, a ton of scourges, and C is seeing this with his. He goes out with the science vessels to radiate. Good job on Julyzerg pulling back those mutalisks and the scourges. A lot of times Zergs won't pull those back. They'll just get him killed to the Marines. So excellent work on Julyzerg's part. For some reason I'm not sure if that rated. Julyzerg going in on C's front door, planting down the lurkers, all kinds of Lings going in. Scourges go in and kill a couple science vessels, but not all of them. Julyzerg is going to have to pull back. He's running out of Lings, but he has those lurkers there, and lurkers, even if they're detected, are very good against infantry. So Julyzerg isn't going to be able to pull it off just this time, but Julyzerg going very, very, very close, encroaching into C's base all the way to his front door that time. It looks like C is taking that unprotected natural expansion. So Julyzerg very, very close to taking out that expansion. And Julyzerg expanding all over the map, which is exactly what you need to do as a Zerg. Just get that superior economy. And, excuse me, but C not able to match him. At this point, C only has his protected natural and now his unprotected natural. So July has, looks like 4... it looks like about 4. Well, I guess he's not that far behind because July has four intakes right now that I can see, and C has 3. Although in a minute, when both of their mains run out, that's going to be a lot bigger of a difference. And very good move on July's part there. You saw those scourges kind of patrolling outside of his base. A very, very good tactic for Terrans to do in this kind of a situation is to drop in little medic marine groups. And Julyzerg going in again, going in on a different ramp this time. C pulling back, pulling his marines away from those lurkers, doing very well at that, stimming up and killing off those lurkers before they can do too much damage. But he has too many lurkers at this point, and bringing in more Lings. One of the scourges got killed by the marines, I think, and the other scourge hit. All of C's forces are dead now, though. That science vessel barely survives. Barely. The Marines, their last-ditch attempt. Instead of killing off Lings, I think C actually targeted them on that Scourge, which was a very good move on his part. Again, another thing you see Terrans not doing a lot of, which they need to do, is targeting those Scourges. The Marines are, pull off a few Marines to... More Scourges going in. I don't know if he has Marines around at this point. Oh, he does have Marines. The Marines took out a few of those... Scourges, but a couple more science vessels go down. I have to give the momentum of the game to Julyzerg right now. He has Defilers. Defilers and Lurkers are... and he's caught in going through that bottleneck, and a few more Marines die. But July, a little bit carelessly running that Defiler up through C's forces again. C's forces distracted by the Lings. I don't know how that last science vessel did not go down. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but barely saving a science vessel. This is exactly what July needs to do. He's putting the pressure on, keeping the pressure on, keeping those science vessel counts down. And there's C sneaking up on the side of July's new expansion. And his Ultralistin goes down. I'm not sure why he put it in such a vulnerable location right there, but I wonder if July has a few Ultralists around as a remnant of that. And C just kind of waltzing in and taking out this base. July not having very much defense around. I didn't see if those got dropped in there. I think they just kind of walked all the way up there. And that hatchery goes down. So a very good move by C. C is doing exactly what he needs to do now. Putting pressure on and taking out some of those bases. And C dropping in the back there. Very nice. I don't know what happened to those Scourges, but C managed to sneak in those troops. I'm not sure why his Marines don't appear to be shooting at all, even though he's back behind those bases. In any case, so C putting the pressure back on, coming back here. Very good move on his part. Like I said, putting more pressure on. All of his few troops get plagued. I was gonna say all of his troops, but there weren't very many in the first place there at that location. In any case, so C is pushing back, and this is spelling bad news for July, because now July has been pushed back. He basically was too confident because he was putting all the pressure on, and C took advantage of that and put some pressure on himself, and July didn't have very much defense in some vulnerable locations. He didn't have Nidus canals down to his other bases or anything like that, so hopefully July is going to be doing that fairly soon. I am rooting for July. By the way, I've seen C a lot, and everyone says that, oh, C is this great player, and he's the monster of Pro League and all that. But I've noticed he does tend to choke when he gets to the individual leagues, because I saw him play in one of the Star Challengers or something like that, and he played horribly. He played absolutely horribly in some game, even though he generally plays very, very well. Julyzerg has this expansion. He is putting a lot more defense up in that expansion in the top left now, and even though C is going after that expansion, it looks like Julyzerg is going to go after C's expansion over here instead. He's not going to bring his forces back to defend that top left corner right now. He is going to take out C's expansion. Well, I thought he was. Maybe he is moving his forces to go after C's front door again. A lot of irradiates going off, but those science vessels are left out in the open for a moment. One of them goes down. The other two are saved by those Marines. And Ling streaming through. Julyzerg once again at C's front door. There's lurkers under that swarm. C carelessly leaving those Marines right within range, even though they weren't really doing anything. He must be concentrating on this force over here and moving them around. So C, it looks like, has had to pull back as well, and is no longer attacking the top left corner there. Julyzerg coming in with a group of Lings, trying to lay down a plague, doesn't hit very many, consuming some more. And he does have some Ultralisks out, so he must have gotten a new Ultralisk den in his main base. And this could be very well the game and he's Julyzerg doing very good with the plagues. Plagues often underused, very, very important spell, because especially against infantry, you see those infantry units, one hit kills. I mean, one hit by a Ling kills them because they're all down to one hit point. Although that was a little bit careless by C of having them running around without any medics to accompany them. So it's really anybody's game at this point. I'm kind of rooting for Julyzerg, and I would give the game to Julyzerg at this point. Julyzerg has been continually keeping the pressure on. C going in with a bunch of science vessels. C has racked up several science vessels now, going in and irradiating that Ultralisk force before they're even able to do anything. So good move by C, putting those Ultralisks down early, and more Scourges going in. Julyzerg taking down a couple more science vessels. Excellent work on his part. Not able to put down C's forces, retreating to the 12 o'clock expansion, and Julyzerg not able to plant down that expansion after all because of C's forces actually retreating there. Julyzerg really needs to accompany these forces with his swarm a little bit more, and for some reason he has no defense in his back again. C dropping a medic marine force behind the supply line of Julyzerg's main. He is going to take down Julyzerg's spawning pool, and that is just ridiculous. That is something that is horrible for Julyzerg. Without that spawning pool, he's not going to be able to create those Lings right now that he needs to back up his lurkers. Although he does have an Ultralisk den somewhere. He's putting down a new spawning pool already. So he's not going to be completely defenseless. But Defilers with superior economy, with Ultralisks, is basically disaster. Usually when a Zerg gets to that point, the Terran does not win. And Julyzerg does have a superior economy. For some reason, it looks like he left C's expansion alone at the 6 o'clock position. I can only see it on the minimap, but he didn't kill off the expansion. Maybe he didn't actually see it because his forces didn't actually go up that ramp there. But, okay, we see C's first-person view here. Excuse me again. C, another big battle coming in here. C not protecting his science vessels again. Scourges going in and taking out one more. Okay, he does take out those Scourges before. And finally,